Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy and Happy New Year's. This is going to be a Country Craft Creations New Year's Eve 2023 crop project. So this is a free crop if you are in the group Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. It's free for everybody, but what we are doing this time is we are just showing different techniques. So I am going to be showing, it's not a new technique for me. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do that would have been new for me. I do try a lot of things, so we're just going to go with some flower making. That's what we are going to do. I did make these flowers to go with this folio, which I will have a separate video on the folio, but I had it to go to match this collection. So just to show you how to create flowers from your own stash and not having to purchase them if you don't want to, it is great to use up scraps. So I'm just going to set this aside somewhere because I have stuff everywhere right now. Yeah. And then I have, let me just show you. Maybe I can't find the cover to this one. It's right here. Okay. So I am using this die set from Heartfelt Creations. You can use any die set you have. I have several flower dies. And you can do paper punches. Let me see. Let me grab one of mine. You can use any flower type thing. So it doesn't have to be this one specifically, but this one is still available on Country Craft Creations if you wanted to purchase it. But it's a great way. One, I always suggest, tip, to have, you know, it could be just one good die or one good punch that you can have in your stash. You don't have to buy all of them, even though I like to get all of them, but you don't have to. You can just get one good set that has different sizes. And then with the strips of all of, you know, like the leftover cardstock that we have all the time, you know, from making albums, I'll just go through and either punch or use my dies, and then I kind of just put the flowers in a box, and then I will spend time, you know, a couple hours just putting together flowers. So I did first just want to show you, this is all the same stamp. So I just want, not stamp, same die set. I just wanted to show you the different ways you can make the same die set look. You can leave it just totally flat as is. I did put some Wink Stella on this one. This one I used I just had it, gold leafing pen, which I absolutely love this one. This is my favorite. This is my go-to because it's the fastest, and I actually love the color of the gold. This one I did the same thing, but I spritzed it with water and scrunched it up. So just so you can see the difference, where this one I didn't do much bending to at all. I just kind of fluffed it up a little bit, but you can see it's the exact same, you know, die, but with a different look. And then this one I spritzed with water again, but I also took one of my, let's see, I feel like my camera just went darker, hold on. One of my Copics, a little bit darker shade, just to give a little bit of texture. And we're going to go through some of the process, but I just again want to give you guys options of things you could pull from your stash. For this one, I used the same pen, but I brushed it on more of like a dry versus edging. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it gives it a different look, even though that's the exact same pen. This one I used, let's see, I think it was this one I used. Let me look at the color. Where is the color? I just lost it somehow. Why can't I find the color? Oh, the color's right there in my face. It's diamond. I'm pretty sure that was the one I used, because this one, yeah, Stardust, I did not. So this one was diamond, so just a little bit of stickles on the edge. And then I'm trying to see if you guys can see, I did do some Winka Stella in here on the middle. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm so sorry if it's not showing up very well. And then this one, I used some Prills that I got from Country Craft Creations. So you just do a little dab of glue, put the Prills in there. I thought I had another one with Prills. No, I think I was going to, and then I changed it. But I did, again, use that gold leafing pen. There is some Winka Stella on the actual petals. This one's just plain. I just used my, what is it? My tool. And just kind of, you know, went in the middle, and that's how it you know, was fluffed up. This one I did two-toned and just squished them, you know, just to give it a little bit of texture. Again, we talked about that one. This one I used some of the Glitter Kiss. So if you have this, I did get this from Country Craft Creations a while back, and I just glittered this baby up. So there's a lot of glitter on this one. But you can use a variety of different things, you know, from your stash. I have this one that I use as well, but pretty much any, you can use any metallics or glitter, chunky glitter to spruce these up. But again, I just wanted to show you guys like how just, you know, one die set can make, you know, a variety of flowers. And I will do just some basic ones, and then I stick them in my flower bins so they're done. But you can also use, so I use lots of enamel dots and flat back pearls and gems when making flowers. I do use stamens, but I'm not going to do that for this video. I like to have stamens as well, but any jewels, and I'm just going to give you another tip. So like things like this are great for the center. Now, if you have broken jewelry or mismatched jewelry, not mismatched, but missing like say a stud, a diamond stud, or a pearl earring, you're missing the other half to it, take off the actual post part and glue that on, especially if it's something that is meaningful to you and you want to glue it on to like the cover of a mini album. You can use that in the center of the flowers. So I save all my broken jewelry. People will give me their jewelry if there's missing earrings type of thing, because I tear it apart and I use it for things like this. So let me just show you guys kind of like what the pen does. We'll do one of these bigger flowers here. So I'm just going to take one of each of the petals, the layers I should say, and that's what we are going to work with. And you could do this however you want. This is just the quickest way. And I will say what I do most of the time is you can get molds for these type of things. I don't do all that because I need things to be fast. So I typically will do something like this and maybe just scrunch it up a little bit and then flatten it back out. But again, you could do it however you want. So with the pen, I do like to do this on each layer first before, you know, gluing it together. But if you do glue it together, it doesn't matter either. So I'm just using a scratch piece of paper to get my pen started. And and it just goes like this here. And hopefully you guys have had fun making all the fun projects out there, learning all the new techniques. I know there's a lot of mixed media type of projects. So this doesn't have to be perfect. You don't even have to go around all of it. You can skip some and just highlight if you want to. But I do just go through. I love this pen. And you can get it in silver. And I will say, it is pricey. If you get it, I think they're like $10, $11. But it's a great pen. I love the color of the gold. Sometimes some of the golds are like brassy. But I like this one. But again, just use what you have in your stash. You don't have to do this at all. I'm just going to show you guys some tips on putting the flowers together. I think 2 of those. Need this one over here. I probably should have did some of these ahead of time. So I'm just doing all the edges. I'm not being too anal about, you know, if one line is thicker than the other. And then we're going to glue them together. If you did have stamens, you would still do this process, glue them together. My suggestion would be to punch like a small little hole in the middle, but not too big of a hole that your stamens could fall back through. I'll probably do another video on flower making, so stay tuned for that as well, and maybe I'll show how to do the stamens. And just keep going around. Doesn't matter if you get all the way down there because you don't even see that most of the time. You could do just regular, just flat back enamel dots, but I do like to sometimes have a little bling. So I will do like, you know, pearls or crystals. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. It doesn't have to be a lot. And I do try, these ones have like a little, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like a little opening. I try to rotate that little opening so it's not right on top of the other one. Get that glue off right there. And then just keep layering it up. You could leave it just like this. You don't have to do all these layers. Again, it's your preference on what you want your flower to look like. I'm just showing you. And then these are really cute, just like, you know, 2 of them together. So you could have it just like that if you want to really stretch your scraps. So I don't want the same one, same kind of shape by each other. And we all know the glue will dry clear, so it's okay if it's showing through. But I really do like just taking some time and making flowers. And then I just, again, I put them in my stash. It just happened to be this time. There's a project that I wanted to make these for because I didn't have matching flowers. So you could just fluff it up a little bit. So I'm just coming in here like this, doing a little fluff. But it's so fun and satisfying to make flowers. I don't know why. And I'm not a big person on the pattern paper flowers. I have them and I do love some of them. But I don't know, I like solid flowers a lot, but you could take your scraps from your actual collection and make them into, you know, something as well. But you see how you could add like a little jimmy in there. Let me see if I could just find a couple other options for you. Well, I did use, so I have like the darker charcoal rhinestones. I mostly did that because that was the color of the actual center of the paper. But I don't know if this will, let's just try this one because it is pretty and fancy. I just don't know if it'll stick right away without it being, you can hot glue, but this would be pretty with some stamens coming through. So we're just going to hold that for a second. And again, the glue will dry clear, so you can leave it, but I always just come back in and clean it up a little bit. Just going to put that on my finger for a second. It's very classy. That's how I do it. Just wipe it on your fingers. And then as it's drying, just come back through. Bend things up a little bit so they don't stick. And then I'll get this off my finger. Voila, there we go. Okay, so we're just coming back in. And you still, if you wanted to, you can scrunch this up more. I just want to make sure that we don't mess up the center. But it's so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Really need to let it dry. Okay, so we have like that one. And then let me do one with just coming in and spritzing a little bit so you guys can see what that looks like. My glue is going a little crazy right now. It's having a little moment. So we'll just take 2 of these and I'm gonna hold that for a second. Guys, we'll definitely have to share like your favorite like technique that you learned this crop, what you're gonna try in the new year. So again, we're just fluffing this up, giving it a good little pinchy winchy. Okay, now this is what I just keep in my little, I have a little container with all my glues and tapes. I just have this little spritzer in there. It's actually like a little atomizer. And I'm just gonna spritz it. Come in, you can spritz it a couple times if you want, but I find that you don't really need it. And I know this is gonna give people some anxiety looking at this. Can you guys see it? I don't know. But you could spritz it one more time and crinkle it again. And I think, oh, that was like a double. Get that off of there. Okay. So once it dries, what I like about it, it kind of hardens up a little bit. And I like that it hardens. So I just kind of reshape it. Come in here. It doesn't look pretty right now. Let me see if I can get like a better, I feel like you guys can't see on that dark background. So hold on one second. Okay, is that a little better? So just come in, reshape it. We'll put our center in, and then you might crinkle it just a little bit more. Just depends upon the look that you want. We're just gonna come in and take one of these little babies here. My glue is really deciding to, there's barely any glue in there for it to be exploding like that. Okay, so I put a little enamel dot in there, press it down, give it a second, and I just clean that up just a little bit. Okay, now this doesn't look like much, but you're just gonna come back in, and you could like come back in again if you want to. This isn't necessary, I'm just saying, just play with it until you get like the shape you like, the way you like doing your flowers. So it could be just a little, you know, fall like that if you wanted a little bit more crinkle. But again, I just kind of come back in and I just reshape it a little bit. But I like the texture. So you have that. And when you go to put these together, you know, you're kind of tucking these in. I don't know, I can't get this to move anyways. Or you could tuck it in like so. It's just a different way to do stuff. And then if you wanted to, you could take any, and I'm telling you guys, a little bit goes a long way. Usually, I only take what is on my little lid right here. And I just take a little bit. And you can come through again, just do a little bit. I don't know that I want that much. Let's just see. You could just do tips. We're just coming in, we're just brushing this on. Not being, you know, totally even. Just giving it a little bit something. And then when you have multiple, it looks really good together. So at first you might be like, I don't know if I like that, but give it a chance. We're just kind of dry brushing this on. You could have more, you could have less. So there is that style. And then I just always have my little napkin. This is just how I clean my stuff at home. Especially when I'm lazy and I don't want to go rinse it out. There's not much product on there anyways. So now we're nice and clean. Okay. So we have that one. And let's close this back up. Let me just show you how I did the one with the Copics. Let's try that. So it's gonna look weird at first. This glue has a mind of its own right now. Okay, so just grab your favorite marker that you think will match. This might be white cardstock and you want to actually color, just whatever. So I'm just going, I'm not, okay, and I'm not perfect at this. I just play and kind of do my own thing. So this part isn't even necessary. I just do it. I just kind of come in, treat it like there'd be some little veining going throughout. And this is going to be on the bottom. So again, doesn't have to be perfect. And let me see if you guys can see this. This really is not, can you see? There's just a little bit of definition. It's not a lot. I can come back in a couple times in certain spots to get it to be a little bit darker. But it's just, I don't know, just a little. And I'm doing this very messy, but you could be better. Once you put things in the center and everything, it is fine. You can do different shading, like you can have another color in there if you want to. But we are just keeping this simple. Just like so. Okay, so we have that. And on this one, I did wet this one. But we're just going to show you how sometimes I come in, I'll just bend petals if I don't want to do a lot of extra work. And after this, we'll walk through the folio a quick walkthrough because I'll have a separate video of the walkthrough with the tutorial for the folio. That was a little extra project I'm doing for this crop. So you get a little bonus. And then I will probably use these flowers on some tags from the collection. So I just have come in. I really wish you guys could see that, but I feel like you can't. Try to change some lighting. No, it's really hard to see on the dark. So I apologize if you guys cannot see that. But I'm just coming in. I'm just kind of shaping. That's it. So again, if you have the molds, great, go for it. But you don't have to have anything except like a punch or a die to be able to make some flowers. And then to add some things in the center. Which this one we will do a little bling. So just like this here. Okay, and again, just kind of shape it. You can, I have done this. Let's see where I have gone in and just used this to bend back my petals. So you can use your pokey tool for that. It's just a different technique. I'm just telling you, just play with it. It's all paper. Just play with it. But you can make some really pretty flowers just from your scraps and not have to purchase any if you don't want to. And if it's from your scraps, you know that it'll match your project perfectly. So we have that. Trying to think, we can add like a little, is that a little Wink of Stella to this one? So if you have a Wink of Stella pen, you just come in here, and again, I just kind of do it like veins. I kind of highlight, you know, where we have the darker. And it doesn't do a lot, it just adds a little something extra. So right now it is wet. Oh my goodness. I really hope you guys are going to be able to see this, otherwise I might have to do a new video. Just trying to see where there's better lighting. Okay, you could see where it's really dark. That's still drying from the Wink of Stella, and I put it on top of the darker marker. So as you can see, you can, you know, just start bundling your clusters together on projects. But where is my folio? So I did this big one and then two little ones, and I did it with the gold, but I also did the Wink of Stella on here, and then I, you know, punched out some leaves and had a leaf die. So it's just a lot of fun to play with these things. And like this, let's see, you could do two-tone too if you want. I don't love the two-toned, but you can mix them up. But I do just like making simple ones that are just fillers. So let me get a little bit of Wink of Stella on this one. I just had that in my hand and it's right here in front of my face. So again, just coming through here. Don't have to be perfect because flowers aren't perfect anyways. And I don't know, I know this says it's a small wild rose. I don't know what flowers are supposed to look like. I just know what size and shape I need for my projects. So I'm sure some of you guys that have the green thumb are like, but a flower wouldn't look like that. I don't know. I'm just giving you different tips on how I do it. I just want my project to look cute. that's it. Don't even know if there's blue flowers out there, but that's what we're going with. Okay, so we have just that, and it could be as simple as just this. You don't even have to do the Wink Castelli. You could just punch them out, glue. You don't even have to glue two together. It could just be one, and just put a cute little, you know, bling on there. If I can get this off of here. So I do have this little strip of bling. You can use buttons. Just look at what you have in your stash. Okay, so, but I do like a little bling. I just think something like that is so cute. So you do have that, but you could just come back in if you want to fluff it up a little bit, and you have something like that. Now, if you want to shape it, there's like several ways to do this, but this is just, and again, I don't do this very often because I don't like taking all these supplies and everything out to make flowers. I just like to hurry up and do it really quick. But if you have some tools that have like these round, I don't know what they're called, round pokey things. I think this is like a, what is this, a stylus? But I just come in here, I'm going to shake the camera, so sorry. Just doing this pops up the leaf. Then coming in here, and you might, depend upon the size of your like actual petal, might need to, you know, go to the smaller size, but I'm just doing a quick little tutorial for you. And all this does is just kind of shape the pedestal, and it actually loosens up the fiber of the cardstock. So see how it just kind of cupped? Oh, I feel like you guys can't see it on that paper, but it just, you know, cupped up. Cupped up, is that a word? I don't know. So we're going to take, let me see, this is the same size. This is a smaller one. Yeah. So now do the same with this one. Just give it a little tickle in the belly. I feel like I'm doing a little Pillsbury Doughboy thing. And then just come in, get a little bit of shaping in there, but you could just do this with your fingers. But it is fun to see it like start to do its little shaping and, you know, go up. And if you do it on the back side, then your flowers will, your petals will go down. But for right now, let's just get some glue in here. Got too much on the top here because I'm making messes. Still loving this blue tip, just saying. I do really like it. Okay, then just kind of put that in there together. Want a little bit more off-centered. There we go. So it just kind of gives that little cup shape. Hopefully you guys can see. And let's try a different enamel dot. I have plenty. So let's just see. Okay, this is really bright, but I'm just gonna do a yellow so you can see what it looks like with just regular enamel dot. This is definitely bright. So just kind of puff that back up, and it still will cup. Voila, just like so. So you have these. there's just so much you can do with it. But I do like these bigger ones. I probably wouldn't use this big of one. I would just start with that layer. That's like the best size to me. And then, like I said, the smallest size for fillers. But to look at, I put little glue dots on the back of these so they stay. But can you guys see? Where's the camera? The Prills in there. That looks very sweet. Just to have a variety of things. And that is pretty much how you do the flowers. I'm just trying to think. Let me just show you one with like the stickles. And we'll just do, here, let's do these two together. You could like put a little bit of stickles on your scratch piece of paper and use your brush in that way. Or you could just adhere it straight from the tube. So we're just doing this again. And then we'll do a quick little walkthrough of the folio that will come up after this project. Or before. I don't know which way it's going to come up, but so again, I'm just kind of fluffing this a little bit, giving it a little bit of shape, but if you want it flat, you can leave it flat. So just taking our little stickles, and I'm just coming through. Don't know if you guys can even see this. And I'm just putting a little bit on the edges. You could do this with like a white for snow. There's snow pins that I use, which might be in another video to show how I do that. So you're just coming through and you're going to have to let this dry. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. It's way too dark. But hopefully you get the gist of it. So you have that, and I'm just going to come in for a second. I do have it touching a little bit right there. I just don't want it to stick to that. There we go. Okay. So you have that one. Get my hands. And then again, you just come in with any type of enamel dot that you want on the center. Normally I would just glue this on there, but just for the sake of the video, to speed it up, it looks like that. Hopefully you guys can see the stickles on there. But that is my process of making flowers, which again are amazing for scraps. You just have to just make sure that you know, when you get your scraps, kind of set them aside and then take a day or a couple hours to punch them out and put them together. Okay, so let's do a quick walkthrough of the actual folio, and there will be a tutorial up soon with that. I probably should have showed that first, but I'm just, you know, off my game coming off of Christmas in retail. Okay, so we will just do a quick little walkthrough with this here, and again, I used, where is it? Country Craft Creations Winter Wonders collection for this. So, I use this one here. It's an exclusive. It is still available. I don't know if she has the 8x8 available right now, but I know the 12x12 is, and that's what I used, was the 12x12. And I got this out, and I just love this collection. Oh, I love it. So I'm gonna have to make a couple more things, but I basically pulled out, because you guys know I have to, all the blue and gold papers. There's some papers with like a rose gold in it that I want to use for something else. So this is all just cardstock folio. This is not chipboard at all. So all cardstock. And I did some snow just flaking on the edges there. We went through the flowers. This is which one is this? The Heartfelt Creations Holiday Star die. I used that, and I took off the intricate little swirls because on my glitter paper it did not like it, so I just cut it off. And then a banner piece from the collection, some enamel dots down here. We have a 1-inch spine, and this is 5.5 by 7, and I did lots of layering, so matting on here, so just know. And then I also inked my edges here. You could do any blue if you wanted to. Do it the same as mine if you're using this collection. Otherwise, you're just using, you know, things from your stash, which is fun too. And it opens up like this. And this is great for, you could fit about 20 photos in this little folio. So you have a great spot for a photo here, or you could just leave it blank. But this is from the, what is it called? The die cut sheet. And then I have where this comes out. This is the snow bank paper. And I do have these plain right now. I can't decide what I want to go on those, but it is just a pull out. So you have that. It might just be some cardstock. And then this is the blue. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. You guys can't see the shimmer, but it's the Carta Bella blue shimmer paper. Oh my goodness. And I have there's like a ballerina pink one, and I have black. They're so pretty. And I do have magnets in here. You don't have to. And then it flips like this here. And I have one of my flowers here with some leaves. This one flips open as well and pulls out. So same thing. But great moments for photos there. And I do like to put just some strips when I do just these kind of pages where there's a gusset, just to keep it a little bit firmer. I don't know, I just want it to last. So I do mat all the gussets. And then it flips open this way, and then you have a cute little spot. This was my inspiration here, was that flower. So that's what got me doing these blue flowers with the gold. And then it opens up like so. And I'm going to be putting something else in there, which you'll see in the actual tutorial part. So stay tuned. But yeah, there you guys go. And I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit of how to create your own flowers. And you also could, if you wanted to make them for like Happy Mail, I just have glue dots, and I stick glue dots on the back, and then you could get it, put it on a piece of acetate, if you wanted to do a little bit of Happy Mail. But there you guys go. I really hope that you enjoyed this technique, and stay tuned. There will be a video on how to make this little folio album. Thanks for watching. And again, Happy New Year's to everyone. Definitely, want the best for everybody. This has to be a great year, right? Hopefully I don't have to travel as much, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not joined yet and you would like to, on Facebook, Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations is definitely where you want to be to see all the fun. There's several designers that post things. We have members that post projects that are very inspirational. So you definitely want to check it out, and then you could be part of these retreats, because you're still seeing the videos if you're not on the New Year's Eve retreat, not retreat, crop. If you're not part of that group, you're missing out on some of the fun that's happening this week, and that will only be in that actual group. So, you know, just be sure to join. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.